In recent years, China has been at the forefront of the global electric vehicle (EV) revolution. As the world's largest auto market, China is in a unique position to influence the development and adoption of electric cars. This documentary will explore how China is revolutionizing the EV industry, its impact on the global market, and the challenges it faces. Part 1: China's EV Industry, an Overview. China's EV industry has come a long way in a short period. In 2009, China's Ministry of Industry and Information Technology introduced the 10 Cities, 1,000 Vehicles program, which aimed to put 1,000 electric cars on the road in each of the 10 selected cities. This program marked the beginning of China's push towards electrification, and it was followed by several other initiatives, including subsidies for EV purchases and tax exemptions. Today, China is the world's largest producer and consumer of EVs. In 2020, more than 1.3 million EVs were sold in China, accounting for over 40% of global EV sales. China also has the largest network of EV charging stations in the world, with over 1.5 million charging points as of 2021. Part 2: China's EV Industry, Key Players. Several Chinese companies have emerged as key players in the EV industry, including BYD, NIO, and XPeng. BYD, which stands for Build Your Dreams, is one of the largest EV manufacturers in the world, producing both passenger and commercial vehicles. NIO, often called the Tesla of China, produces high-end EVs and has gained a loyal following among Chinese consumers. XPeng, another EV startup, has focused on developing affordable, mass-market EVs. In addition to these domestic players, several foreign companies have also established a presence in China's EV market. Tesla, which opened its first factory outside the US in Shanghai in 2019, has quickly become a major player in China's EV market. Other foreign automakers, such as Volkswagen and General Motors, have also ramped up their EV production in China. Part 3: China's impact on the global EV market. China's growing influence on the global EV market cannot be ignored. As the largest producer and consumer of EVs, China's policies and investments have a significant impact on the industry's growth and development. One of the most significant impacts of China's EV industry has been the downward pressure on EV prices. China's government has provided generous subsidies for EV purchases, making them more affordable for Chinese consumers. As a result, EV prices in China are among the lowest in the world, and this has contributed to the rapid growth of China's EV market. China's investments in EV infrastructure have also had a global impact. The country's large network of charging stations has encouraged the adoption of EVs not only in China but also in neighboring countries like Japan and South Korea. China's investments in EV battery technology have also helped to reduce the cost of batteries globally. Part 4: Challenges and Opportunities for China's EV Industry. Despite its rapid growth, China's EV industry still faces several challenges. One of the most significant challenges is the dependence on foreign technology. While Chinese companies have made significant progress in developing their own EV technology, they still rely heavily on foreign suppliers for critical components like batteries. Another challenge is the sustainability of China's EV industry. While EVs are often touted as a solution to environmental problems, the production of EV batteries has its own environmental impact. China's government has recognized this issue and is investing in the development of more sustainable battery technologies. Despite these challenges, China's EV industry has significant opportunities for growth. The country's large population and growing middle class make it an attractive market for EV manufacturers. Additionally, China's investments in EV technology and infrastructure position the country as a leader in the global EV market. Part 5: The Future of China's EV Industry. The future of China's EV industry looks bright. The country's government has set ambitious targets for the adoption of EVs, with a goal of having 50% of new car sales be EVs by 2035. This will require significant investment in EV infrastructure and research and development of EV technology. One of the most exciting areas of growth in China's EV industry is the development of autonomous driving technology. Several Chinese companies, including Baidu and Pony AI, are investing heavily in self-driving cars. This technology has the potential to revolutionize the transportation industry and make EVs even more appealing to consumers. Part 6: China's EV Industry and Geopolitics. The growth of China's EV industry has also had geopolitical implications. As China's influence in the global market grows, it is challenging the traditional dominance of Western automakers. This has led to concerns in some Western countries that China's rise in the EV industry could threaten their own economies and national security. One area of concern is the dominance of Chinese companies in the production of critical EV components like batteries. China controls a significant portion of the world's lithium-ion battery production, which is essential for the production of EVs. This has raised concerns about the vulnerability of Western economies to Chinese influence. The issue of intellectual property, IP, theft has also been a concern. Some Western companies have accused Chinese firms of stealing their technology and using it to develop their own EVs. The US government has also accused China of using unfair trade practices to gain an advantage in the global market. Part 7: China's EV Industry and the Environment. While EVs are often seen as a solution to environmental problems, the production of EVs and their batteries also has environmental impacts. China's rapid expansion of its EV industry has raised concerns about the environmental impact of the production of batteries, which require significant amounts of energy and materials like lithium and cobalt. China has recognized the environmental impact of its EV industry and has taken steps to address it. The country has implemented regulations to reduce the environmental impact of battery production and is investing in the development of more sustainable battery technologies. China's government has also set targets for reducing the carbon footprint of its automotive industry. Part 8: China's EV Industry and Consumer Preferences. As China's EV industry continues to grow, it is important to consider consumer preferences. While Chinese consumers have shown a strong interest in EVs, there are still challenges to widespread adoption. One of the biggest challenges is the range of EVs. Many Chinese consumers live in apartments and do not have access to home charging stations, making it difficult to own an EV with limited range. In addition, Chinese consumers place a high value on safety, which has been a concern for some Chinese-made EVs. However, Chinese companies like NIO and XPeng have worked to address these concerns by developing advanced safety features and offering innovative charging solutions, such as battery swap stations. Part 9: Conclusion. China's EV industry is a fascinating example of how government policies and investment can drive the growth of a new industry. China's leadership in EV production, charging infrastructure, and battery technology has already had a significant impact on the global market. The country's ambitious targets for the adoption of EVs, combined with its investments in autonomous driving technology, position it as a key player in the future of transportation. However, China's EV industry also faces significant challenges, including sustainability concerns and dependence on foreign technology. Addressing these challenges will be crucial for China's EV industry to continue its growth and global impact. Additionally, China's rise in the EV industry has geopolitical implications, as it challenges the traditional dominance of Western automakers and raises concerns about national security and IP theft. Overall, China's EV industry has the potential to reshape the global automotive industry and provide a sustainable solution to transportation. As China continues to invest in EV technology and infrastructure, it will be interesting to see how the industry evolves and impacts the global market. Part 10: Implications for the global automotive industry. China's rise in the EV industry has already had significant implications for the global automotive industry. China's leadership in EV production and technology has challenged the dominance of Western automakers and has forced them to adapt to changing market trends. In response, many Western companies have increased their investments in EV technology and production. One of the biggest implications of China's EV industry is the potential for it to become a major exporter of EVs. With its large production capacity and low costs, China could become a major player in the global EV market. This could have significant implications for the traditional automotive supply chain, as more